How we doing? Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to see you. How you doing? Good to meet you guys.
So year 2.
Yep.
Obviously, we did this a year ago when it was all new. It was all coming at you, I'm sure, from every angle and 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference? Does it just slow down? Is that cliche or is that real?
No, it's real. It's real for sure. I think a better way of saying it is, for me, I think everything just speeds up a little bit. Like when I'm going like in my reads like 1 to 2 to 3, like I eliminate one a little bit faster than I did last year, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This offense is awesome. The guys love it. And we're just looking to continue that good, series that we had as the ones.
Sure.
That series that we had against the Giants, and just trying to maybe put together a couple good ones.
Passion's non-negotiable. You have to love this game.
Fight to everyone.
It's always about just the relentless, tough guys that just will never say die.
Guys that hate to lose almost more than they love to win.
I think it's just a story that's going to be written, man.
Training camp has reached the midway point in Florham Park. The countdown to Week 1 is on. As the Jets prepare for their second preseason game against the Falcons, questions are starting to loom over the banged-up secondary.
You guys mentioned Jermaine Johnson with the Jets. It is now a week-to-week hamstring injury, according to Adam Gase.
Now that you lost Jermaine Johnson,
you're great opportunity for somebody. Yesterday, seeing that, at first you're kind of like, that really doesn't need to happen right now. Right. But then you transition into, this is going to be a great opportunity for somebody. Somebody has to step up. Somebody's got to grow up right now. Like, we don't have time to wait. And that's how you have to look at it.
With number 22 sidelined, number 20 is a welcome sight. Marcus Maye is practicing for the first time this summer. When he's been on the field, he's one of the Jets' best defensive players.
Keenum takes the snap, drops back, slant left, end zone, tipped and intercepted, picked off, and running right. Out to midfield is Marcus Maye. 10, 5, brought down at the 1.
But injuries have hampered the third-year safety.
How good was it to have Marcus back out there?
It's good to see him out there. He's a really good player, and with him and 33 out there together, I feel pretty good.
How good did it feel? Kind of limited, but how good did it feel to be back?
It felt great. It's been a long process, but just getting out there, running around, getting the feel of things, being out there with the guys, definitely feels good to be back.
With his focus on getting healthy and a big season ahead, Maye's never lost sight of how he got here and his hometown roots.
None of this was here. It was just a big patch of grass. We started with Mighty Mike's flag football. We were just young, having fun, just out here playing sports, not knowing what it would lead to.
The road to the NFL starts at a young age. As Marcus prepares for his third professional season, he's taking time to give back to the next generation of stars.
This guy don't even need no introduction. Guy from Melbourne, Florida. His college, University of Florida. My bro, his name is Marcus Maye, a.k.a. All Day Maye.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Y'all ready? Maye! It's a small town, but it's a lot of people and it's a lot of heart. So just to have, the opportunity to give to the kids and have them somebody and something to look forward to, definitely a blessing.
A great guy. Got core values that his family stand by and he stand by. So, you can't go wrong with Marcus, man.
Man, Marcus means everything in this community. Just seeing the turnout, seeing all the parents that brought their kids out. On a Saturday, they could be doing anything else, but, they came out to support him. So he definitely means a lot to his community.
I feel like they really idolize him and they really look up to him. So it's really, a testament to who he is.
I love coming home. I mean, like I said, it's a small town. When you grow up from here, everybody knows you. Everybody knows, basically the journey that you took because everybody watched you grow up.
Where Maye has come from has shaped who he is today. But a big piece of who he is a piece he lost years ago.
Probably one of the most significant spots for me in this town, my best friend's memorial. He went to Melbourne High School, played basketball together, baseball together, football together.
On November 28, 2010, Shaquille Ferry was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. It was a devastating loss for the Melbourne community.
He brought light to the city, a light to a lot of the kids that he grew up with, that we grew up with. He was somebody that everybody knew. So, like I said, we all celebrate him still to this day.
For Marcus, he lost his best friend.
I wear him on my wrist, and I have been since high school. Just somebody that will always be with me, somebody that's been watching over me for a while now. He is my motivation. He's been a part of me since I was a little kid, so, just keeping him with me, it allows me to keep going.
Motivated to carry on Key's legacy, Maye was a standout safety at Holy Trinity High School. As one of the top recruits in the country, he stayed close to home and played at the University of Florida.
I mean, just a tradition that, that Florida carries, second to none, as far as being a part of something so great and being a part of a tradition like that. I always watched Reggie Nelson, how he played the game.
Wilson, that's going to be picked up. Reggie Nelson, he could go a long way. Touchdown, Florida.
You can go all the way back to, Lito Shepherd. Just being, that Florida defense in the secondary. And then you can go to Joe Hayden, Major Wright, those guys.
It's walking down the sideline for Johnson, and he is leveled by Major Wright.
Seeing them win a national championship, Reggie and Joe, coming from Melbourne. So I was like, why not continue it?
Maye brought the Thunder to the SEC as he went on to become a first-team All-American after the 2015 season.
A lot of his instincts, a lot of his, the will to go get the ball. It's just something about being back there in that position, just seeing the ball, getting the ball. Making that big interception, making that nice tackle. It's just something about the position that I fell in love with.
With the 39th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Marcus Maye, defensive back, Florida.
A second-round pick of the Jets in the 2017 draft, Maye made an immediate impact for the green and white.
Intercepted! The Marcus Maye with the interception.
After an injury-shortened sophomore season, he's ready to bring the boom back to the Jets secondary.
It's pretty tough, because you want to be out there with your guys. You never want to be sitting and watching. We put in so much work from a little kid to finally reach our dreams and goals. It's just something that we can't let slip away. I don't think there is a ceiling. I mean, there's, always room for growth, room for improvement. I'm just trying to go out there and be the best that I can be every day. They know when I'm out there how I'm going to play. I want to go give it my all, go 100%, make as many plays that I can, be around the ball. But, I'm excited for this year.
As Marcus Maye works to get back on the field, others are just working to make the team. With position battles beginning to intensify, measuring a player's potential impact often comes down to a numbers game. At 5'7", Greg Dortch is the shortest player on the field. For the undrafted wide receiver, size is just a number because you can't measure his love for the game.
I would say since I was born, just going all the way back. Both of my parents are very athletic. As soon as I was born, they placed the football into my hands. I have a picture actually when I was about 2 years old of me in a Green Bay Packers uniform with the football in my hand. So they established that in me early, so it's always been there. I actually played quarterback up until high school, and then that's when I became the shortest. So I played quarterback all the way up until high school, and then I couldn't see over the line anymore. So it was best for me to just move into the slot position and play receiver.
Despite being overlooked by most of the major college programs, Dortch caught the attention of the coaching staff at Wake Forest.
Being this short, you're not handed a lot of things, and when you walk into buildings, your eyes don't open for you because you're not big. So all I needed was one coach to believe in me, and that was Dave Clawson, Kevin Higgins, all those guys at Wake Forest. I just needed just one group of guys that believed in me as a person and didn't look at my height or how I was built, and that's what it was.
As he took the ACC by storm as a redshirt freshman, a record-breaking performance against the Louisville Cardinals would take a dark turn.
He's got a seam. Greg Dortch has the touchdown for the Deeks. Play action to the outside. Touchdown, Wake Forest.
I just remember catching the ball and laying out for the pylon, and a guy pushing me onto it. At the time, I just got the wind knocked out of me, so I didn't really think it was a big deal. And then my adrenaline's pumping at the same time. I'm scoring 4 touchdowns in the game.
Set up the screen. Guess who? Greg Dortch shook a defender out of his shoes, and Dortch has set the Wake Forest record with his 4th touchdown of the day.
I'm not thinking about an injury. So when the game was over, I'd probably say about an hour after the game was over, that's when everything just calmed down and I was just back to myself. I started feeling just like achy pain in my stomach, and that's when I went right to the doctors and just told them that I didn't feel right. They ran like x-rays and CT scans all over my body. Then that's when they told me like I need to be rushed to the hospital. They didn't tell me what was wrong initially. They just said, we need to get you to a hospital. So they brought an ambulance over, put me on the ambulance. Probably was the worst ride of my life. The ambulance is so bumpy, and my stomach was just hurting really bad. And then once I get to the hospital, they tell me my season's over, and I have a punctured small intestine, and I have a hole in my stomach about this small.
He woke up from his surgery last year when he was injured. His first question was, can I still play? And they said not anymore this year, and it just crushed him.
As a redshirt sophomore, Dortch returned stronger than ever, earning second-team All-American honors as an all-purpose player.
Dortch looking for number 2. The magician has done it again.
Despite lighting up the ACC with over 1,700 total yards, he didn't hear his name called in the 2019 draft.
God has a plan for everybody, and I could live with myself with not being drafted or not being a first rounder or whatever, because I controlled everything that I can control. Unfortunately, I didn't get drafted, but like I said, I'm here now. So it's what you do. It's what you do now that you're here.
To the near sideline, makes a couple miss into Giant territory, and finally Chandler pulls him out of bounds. 50-yard punt, but a 30.
Obviously, you can see he is fearless. He's gonna stick his face in the fan and, usually make somebody miss and get vertical. And
as he battles for a spot on the 53, the undersized Dortch is determined to be measured by his resiliency, will, and heart. The biggest traits that have carried him to one Jets drive.
This game takes toughness. You can't play scared. I just look at it like when things get rough, it's always light at the end of the tunnel. So you're gonna go through some lows and you're gonna go through some highs, but that's just life. You're gonna get knocked down, but you gotta get right back up. I just try to take every day, just day by day. I don't try to look forward to next week or next month. Just take day by day and just control what I can control. Just hopefully being able to put myself in position to make the 53.
Hey, you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. And if you play good, only good things can happen, baby.
Let's go to work. Hey, punch the clock, man.
Definitely a new vibe around this Jets team.
Just tells you when the toss. Want the ball? Okay.
In their second tune-up for the regular season, the starting offense looked to come out firing against the Falcons.
On a 2nd and 6, play fake. Protection holds up. Donald uncorks one, and it's hauled in. Quincy Enunwa. They go empty. Darnold has the time and delivers. Inside the 30, he hits Robbie Anderson for a first down.
Back now the Jets go no huddle. A handoff to Montgomery, right up the middle. Bouncing off tacklers, breaking tackles. Inside the 20, spins inside the 15. He's down to the 12.
Give it to Montgomery. Montgomery takes it to the outside for the touchdown. The Jets march down the field and hit pay dirt.
And the Jets strike on their first drive of the game with their #1 offense for the second consecutive week. Couldn't look much better than they just did. It's 6-0 New York.
Despite being shorthanded in the secondary, Greg Williams and the Jets defense brought the heat to Atlanta.
Ryan is sacked. Flying in, Jamal Adams gets to the QB.
This defensive front from the Jets causing fits right now. You can see Matt Gono there getting bull rushed by Quinnen Williams, who we just pointed out to you.
Bro, I had a stutter bull. Boom, boom, boom. Oh! They too swag.
After making his presence felt on the field, rookie Quinnen Williams is bringing the noise to the Jets sideline.
You be stealing my swag, bro. I see your swag.
I your swag when I came out before you.
Bro, you had one sleeve on, then you stole my number, and you stole my last name. Bro, listen, y'all don't understand. Playing football with braces hurt so bad. Steve, you see the swag, Steve? You know what I'm saying? The West Coast boy don't know about that down south swag. You know what I'm saying? Let me check the swag out.
Puts the Falcons into a 3rd and 6 with a minute and a half to go. Sims intercepted, and that'll do it. James Burgess takes it all the way. Touchdown, Jets. The knockout punch for New York.
The win won't count in the standings come September, but impressions were made as roster cuts loom.
Good to see you as well. Good playing tonight.
Coming up next week on One Jets Drive.
You know, I think that he has the ability to be one of the best running backs ever. From a talent standpoint, you're not going to find too many guys in the history of the NFL who are more just gifted than he is.
We're talking about the exact type of player that we want when we make the final decision. It's like, this isn't a Joe Douglas player. This guy's a Jet. Okay, this guy is a New York Jet.